Hi, Patty Simone here at TWTRCON, and I am interviewing a young entrepreneur who has just recently actually moved from Hong Kong, right? And she's a really good story, sort of a microcosm of how Twitter has affected her life, quite literally, that you moved from one continent to another, and also how she's using it to build a scalable, measurable business.
I'm BetheButterfly, formerly known as Perry Gorman. Most people know me as BetheButterfly on Twitter anyway. And you're right, I just moved back to New York from Hong Kong after 4 years, where I said I was originally a headhunter in finance, took some time off and got into social media and Twitter. And Twitter's actually helped me sort of rediscover my path, if you want to say, which really is naturally networking. And I think that, there are many things that Twitter can be used for, but one of the most powerful things I think that Twitter can be used for is to meet some other really dynamic, fantastic people that are thought leaders and industry leaders and people that you can potentially do business with. And for me, it's helped me create my business plan, which ultimately has been consulting and community management and building, and also introducing small businesses to other whether it be agencies or developers or iPhone app.
So you built all your network of all these different people who are your various connections mostly via Twitter then?
Well, I think it's a couple of things. I think, you use Twitter, and I really use it as sort of my primary source of online networking, but I also come to things like this a lot. So I think it's a combination of using online tools and then supporting that within real life communication and meeting people and taking those relationships that you create to the next level.
I am so relieved that you said that, because there are some people that have the misconception that they have to pick one life or the other, or that they have to have something that's unevenly loaded one way or the other. And I think that, yes, times have changed, tools have changed, but the bottom line is that people still do business with people they like and trust. So, expound on that.
Yeah, well, I wrote a blog that's on Penn Olson called 5 Reasons Why Twitter is My Dream Machine. And the thing that I like about Twitter versus the other platforms is its immediacy and the sort of the daily contact with people that you have. And so when you do come to an event like this and or 140 conference, and you meet someone that you've been literally seeing on Twitter every day, that transition from an online relationship to an in-person relationship is actually very quick, and taking that then to a business level and converting that, and that's what people want to know about. I mean, people have always asked about, I think in any business, is how do I take a relationship and monetize that? How do I translate that into business? And part of that is about being consistent and having those good relationships, which I think Twitter really, if you're doing it right, it allows you to do. I think it's very different for brands versus individuals. I think that there are different styles, but for an individual, if you were like someone like me, my strategy was just absolute authenticity, be myself. I actually don't talk a lot about business at all. I talk a lot about other people. I talk about charities. I do talk about social media, but you'll rarely ever hear me talk about my clients or what I'm actually doing business-wise. I'm always watching. I definitely know who's in the room. Like, let's just put it that way. If you look at Twitter as a big room or a big party, I know who's in the room. So it's about figuring out, and this is for anybody, who is in your space, who are the players, who are the people that you need to find a way to engage with and get to know, and that's networking, right? So that is it, and almost everyone here has said it today. It starts with listening and watching, and then kind of getting in there, and I think also being yourself. I mean, I am myself on Twitter all the time. What I try to do really is leverage the relationships I have with really talented people to be able to say, you know what, I'm not good at that, but I know someone who is. And to be able to, again, be really honest and authentic about where I can help people and where I can't. And again, the networking really helps me leverage that, because I have access to all these fantastic people and the ability to create relationships with all these people, and really everyone does.
thank you very much for spending time and giving us a little slice of how you use Twitter and how you've used it, obviously, to monetize.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.